At the age of 17, Tammy Crawford attended George Raveling's Cougar Cage Camp in the pursuit of basketball, but one day she walked by Rogers Field and saw rowing shells out and athletes training on the club team. Intrigued, she went down to the Snake River to give rowing a try. "I fell in love with it," Crawford said. A club rower for the Cougars from 1981 to 1984, Crawford graduated from WSU in 1985 with a bachelor's degree in biology and secondary education. She began her coaching career in 1986 as the novice coach of the WSU club team. The following year, Crawford moved to Seattle, where she served as a graduate assistant coach with the novice crew at Washington before becoming the Huskies' full-time novice coach. The journey came full circle in 1990 as Crawford returned home to Pullman as head coach of the newly established varsity program at WSU. "I look for an athlete who wants the challenge a competitive program will offer," Crawford said when she was hired. "I look for commitment, a competitive attitude, and dedication." During Crawford's first years of coaching, her rowing team demonstrated that competitiveness, capturing 3 Pac-10 conference titles and 1 national championship. 12 WSU rowing teams finished in the top 3 at the Pac-10 championships, and 5 crews finished in the top 6 nationally during the Crawford regime. In 2002, Crawford's last year as head coach, the varsity 8-boat earned an at-large bid to the NCAA championships, becoming the first Cougar representatives at the NCAAs. After her coaching career ended, Crawford earned her PhD and remains at WSU, continuing to impact the lives of WSU students as an associate professor in sports management in the College of Education. Tonight, Tammy Crawford's impact on Cougar athletics is felt once again with her induction into the Washington State University Athletic Hall of Fame.
I made a joke that you should never give a coach, and certainly not a professor, unlimited time at a microphone. I have a PowerPoint I'd like to share. No, just kidding. Did you know that in 1972, think back a little, 15% of college women competed in sport, but today 44% of college athletes are women? It's a pretty big shift, right? For me personally, I had one woman coach through high school and college in all my years, and I never thought of being a coach myself because there were very little representation in my own life to think that that was something that was even possible. Tonight, I'd like to acknowledge the people who had an influence on my career, and you might feel the urge to give them a shout out and some applause. I know that I do, but I'm gonna ask that you just hold that till the end, and I bet we'll all be willing to give up a big cheer at the end for the people who really were influential in my career. So first, I would like to acknowledge Sue Durant, who has already been up here once, as she should be, and I know she's already been inducted into the Hall of Fame, most deservingly. I don't even know if Sue realizes the impact that she had on my life. It's been kind of crazy and indirect in some ways. But along with Sue, Joe Washburn, Carol Gordon, and the many women athletes, including Karen Blair, who brought the suit against Washington State in the fight for gender equity. Their fight against discrimination created opportunities for me personally, and quite frankly, for every woman athlete here at WSU, past and present. In addition to never imagining that I could become a Division I coach, I also never imagined that I could become a professor. Never entered my mind that I would be back on this campus. When I quit coaching in 2002, it was Dr. Durant who encouraged me to pursue a PhD, and the rest is history. Literally 20 years later, I'm still teaching sport management classes. So thank you, Sue, for the influence you've had on my life. My entire career has been influenced by Dr. Durant, and I want to thank her for creating the space and the opportunity for women in sport and management. I would also have not succeeded as a coach without my husband, Roger, and my coaching partner, Jody, and her husband, Doug. Anybody who works in college athletics relies on a supportive partner because if you don't know, and I think people in this room do know, this is not a 9-to-5 job. It is 365, 24/7, including the people that organized this event, so thank you to you as well. Jody and I were lucky to have Roger and Doug, who were all in on our goals to build a rowing program into a competitive team in the PAC and also nationally. Roger and Doug, they were our facility staff long before we had Mike Reisenauer, bless his heart, he is amazing, and Craig Culbertson. But the four of us, we sanded and painted oars, we made boat repairs, we drove the shell trailer all over this country, and Raj and Doug never blinked, they were just all in. And we had a blast doing it. I never thought of coaching as a job, ever. So it was a good time. Jody was more than assistant. Jody's not able to be with us tonight, but she deserves a lot of props for me even standing here. We were both former club athletes here at WSU, and together we shared a unified vision and an expectation of our athletes and goals for the program, and no decision was made single-handedly by me. We were a team through and through. And lastly, I'd like to thank the athletes, and we have a few of them here. Thank you for making the trek. That Jody and I had the privilege to coach. They trusted in us, they followed us. I was visiting with one a moment ago. I was 27 when I became a head coach. And she's like, I don't think we really appreciated how young you were. And I'm like, I don't think I appreciated either. I learned a lot along the way. But we've built this foundation together, and I'm very appreciative of the athletes trusting in us. The memories of the races, one, I really don't remember that, and when people interview me, they often want to talk about the wins and the championships, and I remember the people. I really don't remember the results that much. They're 30 years later. I see the confident women as professionals, as moms, as partners. I see what they have become, and I know that Jody and I were part of that journey. I'm going to get emotional. I know that we were part of that, and that makes me really proud. Their mature and confidence and the experiences that they had with this team is incredible, and I heard Eka, she echoed that, right? I mean, that's how they became who they are today. I also see the support that they give each other 3 decades later through life's challenges and celebrations, and that's incredible. Okay, not much more. I'll try and get through it if you will. So the reason that we are here tonight is to celebrate the fact that WSU does provide equitable educational opportunities for the women at this university. I would like Dr. Sue Durant to stand and remain standing. I would like Doug and Roger to stand as well. And I would like all the former rowers and coxswains to stand. And thank you for everything. All the people should be celebrated. I'm very honored to receive this award, and I appreciate all of you.